All right, folks, hello, welcome to the Rocky Mountain Hockey Federation playoffs. Your 10UA Black Monument Rebels are back at the Apex Center Ice facility in Arvada, about to kick off their first playoff game against the Arapahoe Warriors 10U Navy team. Your Rebels were the #1 seed in their bracket, so they got a bye on the first game. And Arapahoe Navy won earlier this morning. I don't know who they played. They might have played Mays, Arapahoe Mays. But the Navy team won, and that's who we're playing. If the winner of this game plays tomorrow, I think at 10 o'clock up at Lafayette. The winner of the other games. Jay here, I am Colby's dad. Usually just do camera stuff, but I'll be trying to call the game as best I can and keep everybody in the loop. Also, I'll be recording the game, and we'll post it. If the feed cuts out at all, the game will be recorded, and I'll just post the entire video in HD to the YouTube channel that you're watching right now, and that way that everyone can get a playback. But if we lose a feed, I'll make sure to record the whole thing, and we'll get that posted so people can watch. And once again, I am right by the speaker here, so if you can't hear me once the music cuts out, it'll be good to go. Looks like we got Bodie starting in goal. Merrick's out there. Jasic's out there. Luke is out there. And on D we have Bogey and Walker. Here we go. Puck drops. Face-off won by Arapahoe. They take it past the blue line. Cut through the center. A little bit of a collision right there in the middle of the puck. The Rebels take control. They skated into the zone. Shoved down in the corner for Luke. Centering pass is knocked down by the Arapahoe defensive player. Arapahoe takes control. Kept in the zone by Jasic. I'm sorry, Merrick. And the Rebels are a stick battling here right on the blue line. Arapahoe takes control. They throw it into the zone. Sticked into the corner by Walker. He backhands it off the boards, controlled by Arapahoe. Shot, saved by Bodie. Looks like the puck is kicked out, comes out of the zone, and we have an offsides. 11:01 in the first, changes all around. We got Jack, Sammy, Sebastian, and then we got Grant, and it looks like Colby on D. Puck drops, won by Arapahoe. They skate it down the red line in the neutral zone, thrown in, grabbed by Grant. Grant's going to wheel it around the net. Sammy's there, tries to chip it up the boards. Arapahoe keeps it in the zone. Colby throws it up against the boards. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Eliza who's out there with Merrick. Merrick skates it in the corner, kept in by Arapahoe. They're doing a good job. Hold it into the zone, thrown into the middle, and Sammy's going to take it. She gains the red line. Shots, bobbled, dangerous by the goalie. Good things happen when you crash the net. We got 10:13 left in the first period, and really the first opportunity for the Rebels to get a goal. Almost put back the rebound. Changes once again Looks like we got Colby and Walker on D now. Jackson's out there, Luke's back out there, and Jake are on forwards. Shot by the Rebels, covered up, bouncing around, open goal, wow. Big battle in front of the net. Rebels are crashing the net. Another opportunity, scoring opportunity gobbled up by the Arapahoe goaltender. 10:01 left in the first, same lines. Face off one again by the Rebels and covered by the goalie. We'll try it again. Clock is running for some reason. They're just running the clock. They just took off like 20 seconds. All right. Got the face off one again by the Rebels, controlled in the corner, kicked in the middle. Goes into the Arapahoe near corner, comes out of the zone. Walker loses it in the center. Here comes Arapahoe. They dish it off to this corner. Colby's chasing. Good opportunity for a break for the Rebels here. They keep it in the zone somehow, and it's thrown in the corner. Cook whiffs on the clear, loses the puck. It's brought out, centering pass, cut off. Kicked up to the top, out of the zone it comes. Looks like we're gonna get some changes here. Arapahoe's resetting. We got a good forecheck there in the corner. I can't see into the corner there. Looks like Leo was all over that. Arapahoe skates it behind the net. Chip it off the boards. Dangerous play by them. Recovered. Kind of whiffed on the shot here. Another high shot just above the goal. Rebels still control. Centering pass. Oh, good shot. Good try. Big miss. Arapahoe grabs the puck. They skate it out of the zone. Trip it across the red line. Carried it in over the blue line. We got 3 Rebels there on a pretty hard forecheck. 2 Rebels go down though. Arapahoe grabs it. Tried to be cleared out by Bogey, and Arapahoe keeps it in, thrown back into the corner. Big battle behind. Arapahoe comes away with it. Arapahoe shot and a goal. Wraparound attempt, bounced off Bodie's pads, kicked out the front, and Arapahoe big wind up and shot right in front of the net. Not a whole lot of chance for Bodie there. Can't lose the puck behind the net and allow him to kick it up into the middle. The score is 1-0 Warriors. 8:12 left to go in the first period. Rebels win the face-off. Gobbled up by Chandler. She's going to wheel back. She cuts across. She's going to take a run. Gets it out of the zone. Controls it. Carries it into the zone, into the dot. Arapahoe cuts her off. She leads control. It's centered and out of the zone it's going to come. I think it was touched, so it's not going to be an icing. Bogey grabs it. She wheels behind the net. Cuts into the middle. A little bit of a puck battle amongst the Rebels there. Arapahoe takes it, throws it back into their zone. Quick transition. They have a 3-on-1, 2-on-1. Good job getting back. Shot goes wide of the net. Bodie was all over it. Comes up to the blue line, thrown back in behind our net by Arapahoe. 3 Rebels. Whoa, point blank shot. Blocked away by Bodie. Jack comes away with it. He skates it out across the blue line. We got a good opportunity at 2-on-1. Arapahoe back checks, cuts it off. Rebels were able to carry it into the zone. It's on the near board here. Rebels come away with it. Arapahoe steals. They skate it into the neutral zone. Take the red line. Pickpocketed by Walker. Walker is making a run. Shot is blocked down by Arapahoe off the boards. And that looks like offsides, but they're not going to call that. Rebels reverse ice. Jack skates it out of the zone. Puck battle, loses it. Brought in by the lone Arapahoe. We got Grant throws it up out of the zone here. Arapahoe steals. They throw it back in. That's going to be an offsides. 6:07 left in the first period. The Warriors are winning 1-0. Rebels look good. They had a couple good opportunities right off the bat. Kind of a broken down defensive play. The Rebels win the faceoff. They carry it into the zone. Arapahoe steals the puck. They got a 2-on-1 going the other way. Arapahoe skater fell down. Rebels try and clear it, comes up to the top, thrown in deep, up on the boards. Bodie sticks it aside. Walker grabs it. Arapahoe player falls down. Arapahoe's doing a good job keeping it in. Oh, we got a 2-on-1 going the other way here. Good back check. Rebels lose the puck. It's gobbled up by the Warriors. They clear the zone. Near board, looks like we get another offsides. 5:25 left in the first period. Score is 1-0. Once again, the winner of this game plays tomorrow morning. I think it's the championship up in Lafayette, but I'm not 100% sure. Face-off won by the Rebels. It's thrown back. Colby loses the puck. 2-on-1 going the other way. Good play by Bogey. Good back check. Rebels grab it. They cross ice over to Merrick. Merrick's on his horse. He carries it into the zone. Shot goes wide of the net. Looks like Jasic's there to cut it off. He's got it in the corner. Good work in there. Merrick comes away with it. Stolen by Arapahoe. They've got numbers. 3-on-2. Looks like it's going to be offsides. Ooh, I thought that was close. Carry it in. Bogey and Colby cut down the player, and they're going to call a trip on one of them. You can kind of take your pick. Looks like Colby is going in the box for 1:30 on a tripping call. 4:37 left. They're not waiting for the penalty to go up. And it looks like they got it. They gave a 2-minute penalty, which is news to me. So the Rebels are on the penalty kill. Arapahoe wins the face-off. Cut through the middle. There's a shot. Patted aside by Bodie. Walker skates around the zone and is able to clear. So the penalty clock is off. I don't know why they're doing 2-minute penalties here, but I'll just keep you abridged. Arapahoe throws it back in the zone, grabbed by Eliza. She clears the zone. Jack backhands it into Arapahoe zone. Looks like we're doing a good job controlling the puck right now. 1:20 left on the power play. Comes out of the zone. Arapahoe is going to have to reset. They chip it along the red line. Good back check and move. Pass into the middle. Arapahoe brings it in. Skates it to the top of the dot. Point blank shot. It was high over the net. Rebels try and clear it. Arapahoe cuts it off. Skate it back into the corner. Back to the top. Thrown in. Deflected. Rebels clear the zone. And Arapahoe's going to throw it back in. Onside on the entry. Arapahoe skater falls down. Eliza falls down. Thrown into the middle. Penalty's over, so it was only a 1:30 penalty. Colby comes back in. Puck is grabbed by Jack. He skates it in, backhands it into the zone. That's going to be an ice, I think. They wave it off because the Arapahoe player plays the puck. Skated into the corner, changes all around. Arapahoe skates it into the zone, goes into the corner. Cook's going to throw it up against the boards. Up on the red dot, intercepted by Walker. Walker backhands it out of the zone. Arapahoe changes ice. Picked off by Jack. Oh, didn't know we could check at this level. That's what happened. Sammy carried it into the zone. cut off. Arapahoe brings it up to the red line. It's kicked ahead, they skated in. Into the corner, shot blocked down by Colby. I think it hit her head. Rebels unable to clear it. Colby sticks it aside, she throws it off the near board. Comes out of the zone. Arapahoe throws it back in, it's picked off by Walker. The Rebels carry it into the zone, it goes into the corner. We got Jake, Sammy down there, nobody up in front for the Rebels as the centering pass comes across. Warriors send it out of the zone. Hit their lead man, he skates it in, loses control, it goes into the corner. We got a good back check by the Rebels. And the puck is tied up behind the Rebels' net. Somebody's got to watch the guy in front. Watch the guy in front! That's what happened on the first goal. No one was covering the front of the net, and a pass came in. Rebels get it out. Arapahoe controls, skates into the middle. Somebody's got to step up. Shot and a save by Bodie. 56 seconds left in the first period. Changes all around. Merrick and Bogey are going to go out on D. Eliza's coming out. Actually, Eliza and Bogey. And then we got fresh forwards. Rebels win the face-off. They try and get out of the zone. Arapahoe throws it back in. Jasek and Eliza cop down. Oh, we got speed here. Rebels control the puck into the middle, cut down. Good back check by Arapahoe. Eliza grabs it, shot cut down. Bogey is going to control the puck at the red line. She dumps it back in deep. The Rebels throw it into the corner, and in they go. Ooh, big collision there. Right up on the boards. The Rebels keep it in. Centering pass, blocked down by Arapahoe. Luke was right in the front, in good position, but the Arapahoe defender cut it off. Still stick battling in the near corner. And that's the end of the first period. The score is 1-0. Rebels are usually a second period team, so that's a good thing. Well, the Rebels look like they're in a good spot. They're only down a goal. They're playing well. Arapahoe is definitely back-checking pretty hard. Seems like every time we've got the puck kind of going to the middle, they've got 2 or 3 players there to cut it off. Bodie's going to go back out for the second period. In goal, on defense, we have Eliza and Addie. And up front, we've got Jack, Sammy, and Sebastian going to be taking the face-off at center. 12-minute periods. Here we go with the start of the second. Puck drop, tied up at center ice. Arapahoe sticks it out from the feet. They carry it into the Rebel zone. Down to the corner, centering pass batted aside by Bogey. Eliza tries to clear it. Stick lifted. Arapahoe comes back around. Ooh, there's a hook right there. It's not getting called on Sebastian. Rebels get it out of the zone. Comes up the near board here. Battle in front of the boards. Still tied up. Can't really see all too well. That's right below me. Arapahoe digs it out. They carry it into the blue zone. Nice pass, shot goes over the net. Arapahoe Warrior lost a glove and a stick, and the Rebels try and take advantage of that. Once again, good back checking by Arapahoe. They carry it into the zone. Met by 3 Rebels, they clear it out. This is not going to be an icing. Arapahoe plays it off the boards. Rebels are changing. Arapahoe's got the numbers here, tried to lead pass across the blue line. It gets just by Arapahoe and goes into the corner. Rebels lose the puck, comes out in the middle, shot blocked down by an Arapahoe guy, number 2, working hard. He sends it across the face of the goal into the corner. Rebels are having a tough time clearing it out. Arapahoe brings it in, nobody's in front of the net. Very fortunate as it goes through the goal crease, comes back across again. Right on Leo's stick, he's going to skate it out of the zone, sends it across, pass cut off by Arapahoe, they throw it back in. So he's got to get on a horse there. Eliza clears it behind the net, into the corner, up to the blue line. There's a shot that's deflected, it goes all the way across the ice. Cook was a little bit slow there to the puck. Chip back into the middle, centering pass, Bodie makes the save, kicks it back in the middle, falls on the stick of Leo. Leo carries it into the zone. Cut off by Arapahoe. They were just back checking really hard. Puck comes up, lands on the stick of Colby. She's going to smash it off the boards. Thrown back to the red line, knocked down by the Rebels. Arapahoe player falls down. Got to clear the zone, and that was an offsides. That was a tough one. Momentum carried. I think Walker kind of realized, tried to hold the puck, but another skater went in, and we get an offsides call. So 9:15 left in the second period, 1-0 Warriors. We're going to have a face-off right outside Arapahoe zone. Puck's dropped. Arapahoe clears it out of the zone, and we got a board on the battle on the boards. Right below, hard to see what's going on here. Rebels are able to get it into the zone, and Arapahoe quickly clears it out. They're going to skate up into the zone. Uh-oh, they got a lane here. Shot. Bodie waffles it aside, centering pass, comes out of the zone. Arapahoe's going to gather. They're going to reverse ice. They zigzag it back into the corner. That's going to be an ice, but they're probably going to wave it off. Nope, icing. 8:26 left in the second period. Faceoff's going to come back into Arapahoe zone. All right, Sebastian, Sammy, and Jack are out on the forward line, and then we've got Walker and Eliza. Grant and Eliza on D. Puck comes out of the zone. Arapahoe skates it in, centering pass, cut down by Chandler. Great play. Rebels kick it out. I don't think it's going to be enough for an ice. They are calling an ice. Goalie plays it. Icing is waved off. Arapahoe throws it up against the boards, intercepted by the Rebels. Centering pass. Arapahoe player right there. Cut off the centering pass. They throw it into the boards. Arapahoe is going to skate it out. They dangerously cut it in the middle. Throw it up to the far boards. Nice stretch pass. That battle's won by Arapahoe. They carry it into the zone. It's dropped. Big shot. Glove aside by Bodie. The Rebels clear it up the boards, trying to get it out of the zone. Looks like it stays in the zone. No offsides. Rebels try and clear it once again. Oh, dangerously thrown into the middle, right onto the stick of the Arapahoe player. Bodie gloves it aside yet again. He's out of position. Weisel's laying on it. Bodie finally covers, and we get a whistle. 7:05 left in the second period. A couple of the Rebel parents wanted an earlier whistle, but I think the puck was loose. Liza wisely laid down, covered it up. Bodie was able to recover and get a glove on it to finally get the whistle. A lot of times it seems like the refs blow the whistle early to stop play for a lost puck, but I thought that was a good call by letting the play go. The puck was definitely out. Rebels win the face-off. They send it down for an icing. We're going to go back and do it again. 6:59 left. In the second period, the Warriors are up 1-0. Going to do a goalie change. Bodie comes out. Wyatt goes in. We've got Jake Jackson and Leo out on the forward line. And looks like Bogey and Walker on D. Puck drops, comes into the middle. Bogey clears it out. Gathered by Leo. Loses the puck, ends up on the stick of Walker. Walker stays with the play. Goes into the zone. Rebels are onside. They got a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Puck comes across the middle, and boy, Arapahoe is just clamping down at anything in the center. They're playing really solid D. Rebels just haven't figured it out yet, but they still have time. Puck comes into the zone, dangerous cross. The middle pass does find the stick of an Arapahoe Warrior, throws it down. Bogey loses the handle. Arapahoe comes in. Centering pass. Wyatt was all over it. Got his stick on it, broke up the possibility of the shot. Puck comes into the middle of the ice. Play, physical play by Bogey. Uh-oh. Shot goes right over the center of the net. No one is covered in the middle for the Rebels in front of the net. Now we got it there. Now we got two people. Centering pass right in front of the net. Wyatt, puck is loose. Rebels have got to get it out. Walker comes away with it. He skates it in the corner. Rebels are unable to clear the zone. Puck comes back into the middle, dropped off. Big whiff by number 2. We got a 3-on-2 break if the Rebels hurry. Looks like that stayed onside. I don't know how that was lucky there. Jake Jackson and Leo are out there on the forward lines. Oh, Arapahoe player sneaks behind the defense. They got a 3-on-1, 3-on-2. They're going to call a trip on that. And they didn't touch it up. So finally get the touch up. Kind of agree with that one. Pretty aggressive play. I mean, I think Walker separated the player from the puck, but they're calling that a penalty, and I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know who's the penalty on. I thought it was on Walker. It's on Leo. So Leo's going to go to the sin bin for 1:30. Hopefully they get the power plays clock lined up here. 4:59 left in the second period. Rebels are going to go on their second penalty kill. Puck drops, comes up to the top on the blue line. Arapahoe defenseman throws it back across, cleared out by the Rebels. And this should not be an icing. Arapahoe's going to play it. They throw it into the corner. We got, it's going to be an offsides. 4:39 left in the second period. Arapahoe on their second power play. All right, we got Merrick and Sebastian out there with Colby. Arapahoe carries it into the zone. Backhanded right into the middle. Trickles aside. Rebels got really lucky on that play. Comes up to the top. Arapahoe throws it back in the net. It's blocked down. Ends up on the stick of Merrick, unable to control it. He smashes it off the board. Arapahoe grabs it. Arapahoe's sole player brings it back in the zone. Colby's going to get called for a trip there. That was kind of an easy call. So now the Rebels are going to go down 2 players. We We got 4:06 left in the second period. All right, it's going to be 5-on-3 for about 37 seconds. And then it'll be 5-on-4 for another minute or so. Not a good play by Colby. I don't think it was on purpose. It just kind of, her stick was down, the kid skated over it and fell and called a penalty. Rebels were able to clear it out of the zone. Looked like offsides. They did bring it back in the zone. No call. Eliza's working hard. Puck comes all the way across into the corner. Centering pass blocked down. Centering pass cut off again. Jack skates it out, clears the zone. 10 more seconds on the 5-on-3. Big shot. Ooh, hits the post. Goes into the corner. Eliza's unable to clear it. Good try. Back in the middle. Nobody's home. Uh-oh. Backhanded play. Comes across the net. Arapahoe unable to control. We got 5-on-4 now, and Wyatt covers the puck. 3:16 left in the second period. Arapahoe's still on the power play. We're going to get a change here. Bogey and Eliza are out there with Sebastian and Sammy. Puck drop. Face-off won by Arapahoe, comes up to the blue line. They send it into the corner. Bogey's battling. Eliza grabs it behind the net. She wheels. Cut off by Arapahoe player, unable to get it out of the zone. It comes back into the middle, or it comes back into the corner. Centering pass knocked down. Rebels unable to clear, comes up to the top. Long shot over the net. Really wasn't close, but it was on net but way high. We've got a stoppage of play. Have no idea what that call was. Maybe they called a high stick. Played off a high stick. I didn't see the call. 2:46, 11 seconds left on the power play for Arapahoe. Puck drops. Arapahoe wins it. Send it up to the point. Point gathers. He loses it. Sammy's almost able to steal, and then we get an offsides call with 2:38 left in the second period. 3 seconds left on Colby's tripping call, and they're going to call that intentional, which means the face-off's going to come to center ice. Puck drops. Arapahoe wins the face-off. Skated in by number 2, who's onside. He wheels. Eliza cuts it off, sends it up, unable to clear the zone. Back into the corner. Eliza's giving chase. She wheels it around the boards. Sammy's there. Sammy throws it in. Great play by Sebastian. Sticking with it here. Loses the puck. Sammy gets it on Sebastian's. Seby's cut off by Arapahoe. Power play is over. Arapahoe wins. Jack skates on the ice. Rebels cleared out of the zone. Arapahoe chips it up to speedy number 2. He brings it into the zone. 2 pretty sweet stick handles. Oh, puck dribbles in front. Patted aside by Wyatt. Cleared behind the net up to the near boards. Bogey's going to grab the puck behind it. She reverses it. Back up. Jake's there. Colby grabs the puck. She's going to try and skate it out. 2 players all over her. Rebels are unable to clear. And here we go. Puck comes out. Breakaway for the Rebels. Jake shoots. Goaltender pads it aside. And the Arapahoe comes back really quick. Pass was cut down by Colby. Great toe drag. And Addie breaks up the play. 1 minute left in the second period. Arapahoe dangerous clear into the center. Offsides. One too many stick moves by Jack, and Jake was unable to stay on sides. So the faceoff's going to come back right outside Arapahoe's zone. 52 seconds left in the second period. Score is still 1-0 Warriors. Walker grabs the face-off. He skates it into the zone, cuts into the middle, shot, goes wide of the net. Rebels are trying to keep it into the zone, but there's that number 2, again, speedy little guy. He skates right by the Rebels defense. Sweet toe drag, backhanded attempt. And Wyatt grabs that, gets stuck in his pad. 28 seconds left in the second period. Number 2 is really speedy for Arapahoe. He's had a lot of good opportunities. Rebels got to wake up, and it'd be sweet if we can get one on the board here and go into the third period tied. Puck drops. Faceoff goes into the far corner. Oh, dangerously thrown into the middle. Walker comes away with it. Rebels are able to skate it out of the zone. Rebels bring it in. It looked pretty close for offsides. Big shot. Just goes wide of the net. Comes back in the corner. Picked off by Jacek. Arapahoe's coming in. And the defense cut down the play. No penalty. And time expires in the second period. All right, Rebels have their work cut out for them. Got to get at least one goal and then get another. All right, looks like the Rebels are ready to go. They break the huddle. We got Jacek, Luke, and Merrick out there on the forward lines. On D, we got Bogey and looks like Grant. Nope, that's Eliza. I thought I saw a 43, but then I saw a ponytail, so that definitely wasn't Grant. All right, Arapahoe's taking their sweet time. I don't know what they're doing here. We're going to start the third period here. Face-off gathered by Arapahoe. They bounce it off the boards, thrown back against the boards. Eliza's got some space. She chips it into the far side of the ice. Bogey gathers it. She's going to wheel it behind the net. She reverses wisely. Off the boards. See if we can get it out of the zone. Cut down by a Arapahoe player. Puck comes out. No icing. Rebels keep it in the zone. We got somebody in front of the net. Oh, big shot goes just over. Onto the far corner. Rebels are battling. Oh, bogey. That was offsides. They did not call it. Arapahoe is very upset. Fans are very upset about it. Definitely an offsides, and referee did not blow the whistle. Bogey reverses ice again. Chips it up the boards. Sebastian's there. He battles. Comes over. Finds Merrick's stick. Comes back in. That's going to be an offsides, and they do call that one. Little extracurricular stuff, but 10:50 left in the third period. Bad guys are winning 1-0. We get a change. We got Sebastian, Jack, and Sammy out there. Colby and Walker on D. Puck drops. Rebels bring it into the zone. They throw it to across the ice to the near board, gathered by Arapahoe defenseman who's got some steam. Sends up the lead pass. Cuts back into the middle. Shot on goal. Batted down by Wyatt. Rebound was grabbed by Arapahoe. They throw it back up to the blue line. Another long shot. Blocked down by Arapahoe. Another shot goes off the side of the net. Into the corner we go. Jack is able to punch it out. We've got Sebastian and chased. Arapahoe reverses ice. They lose the puck. Sammy grabs it. She skates it into the corner. Backhanded centering pass right there off the jack. Nice look by Sammy. Comes out of the zone, finds a stick of Colby. She throws it back into the middle. Arapahoe comes in, they find themselves 2-on-1. Colby misses the play. Another defensive breakdown. Colby tried for the puck, was unable to do it. Arapahoe. Toe drags around. Good shot by Arapahoe, they beat Wyatt. And with 9:48 left to go in the third period, the Rebels are down 2-0. Coach is asking the ref about something. Maybe they're asking about offsides. I'll have to play that one back when we get video here. All right, Rebels change up. We got Jake Jackson and Leo out for the forwards. And we got Eliza and Grant out on D. Puck drops, Arapahoe comes away with the face-off. Eliza gets hit from behind. Rebels are skating it into the zone, trickles in, controlled by Arapahoe. They're going to skate it behind the net. They reverse it, dangerous pass. Jackson with a shot. Goaltender cuts off the angle on the ice. Jake steals the puck, he throws it toward net. Jackson is there, throws it back into the middle. Jake guns control, turns, throws it toward the net. Rebound. Looks like, oh, it just skates. Oh. A lot of luck on Arapahoe's goalie. That puck was wide open the crease, and now we find ourselves on 2-on-1. Arapahoe skates it in. Great play by Eliza. Puck thrown behind the net. It's going to find the corner. Comes up to the blue line. Defenseman throws it back in. Centering pass, stick to side. Rebound finds its way on Arapahoe. They shoot it wide of the net. Another centering pass on the bumper. Big shot. Wyatt makes this initial save. Puck is out, bounces wide of the crease and goes behind the net. Arapahoe kicks it back up to the top again. Another shot in. We got to get it out of there. Come on, Jackson, just clear it. Ice it, ice it. He's got space and time. Loses the puck. Dangerous play off the boards. Finds an Arapahoe player. Another shot knocked down by Eliza. She's going to try and stick it out. There's an Arapahoe player there. Controls it in the corner. Comes back into the middle. Puck comes out of the zone. 8:02 left in the third period. Rebels carried into the zone. It goes behind Arapahoe's net. Comes back around. Looks like Grant grabs it. He throws it back in to the boards. Oh, looks like some type of penalty should have happened there. Great pass, and they're going to call it offsides. .7:43 left in the third period. There's an offsides. The Rebels call timeout. They're going to think about it. Come up with a game plan. We got to get one, and then we got to get another. All right, timeout is pretty much over. Rebels break the huddle. And we got Walker and Bogey on D. We've got Merrick, Seb, and a puck drops. Arapahoe wins the face-off. They carry it into the zone. Nobody on him, centering pass. Blocked aside by Wyatt. Merrick tries to skate it out, chipped aside, pass cut off. Sebastian tries, puck grabbed. Arapahoe brings it back in. They got a 3-on-2 shot. Goes off the glove of Wyatt. Rebound comes out. Arapahoe controls the second and third rebound. Backhanded pass to the middle, right up top. Great play by Jasek. He gets it out. He's unable to control the puck here. Loses it on the red line. Comes back to the board. Bogey's going to throw it off the boards into Arapahoe zone. Arapahoe reverses ice. Number 2 again. Looks like there was going to trip. They're going to call that. That was a bogus trip. Another one. They're going to call a Luke on a trip. It's kind of the kid was making a maneuver and his back leg got hooked and then he went down. I thought he was more off balance than Luke's stick, but they're going to call that penalty anyway. 6:44 left. I think this is the 3rd or 4th power play for Arapahoe, and we haven't had a single call, but Arapahoe's played fairly clean. Rebels win the face-off. Ooh, big hit. Looked like it could be an interference. Great pass into the middle. Backhand. Toe drag pulls Wyatt right outside, and Arapahoe player backhands it into the back of the net. So that'll do it for the power play. 6:29 left. In the third period, the Warriors go up 3-0. Refs are talking about something. Maybe they're talking about that play on the blue line. Arapahoe wins the faceoff. They skate it into the zone. Big stick handling shot goes wide of the net. Into the corner. Eliza chips it up. Sammy throws it off the boards. Arapahoe is able to keep it into the zone, and then the defenseman throws it out. Jack's on his horse, carries it into the zone, goes into the corner. That looks like I don't know. Yep, they called a penalty there. I don't know what they're gonna call it on. They're gonna call a trip. I think that's a very generous call. But the good thing is that we're gonna go on the power play. 5:54 left, 3rd period. First penalty call against Arapahoe. All right, we got Merrick, Sebastian, puck drops, Rebels on the power play. Colby and Eliza are on D. I couldn't see who the other forward is. Rebels need to know that we are on the power play. Arapahoe skates it back in. Wyatt covers it up. We get a whistle and we will have a face-off. 5:41 left in the 3rd period, 1:16. On the Rebels power play. Just got to chip away here. Just get one and we'll get another. Faceoff goes into the center. Rebels throw it up out of the zone. It's going to be controlled by Arapahoe though. Puck gathered. Here's that big shot. Oh, goes off the goalie's stick and almost deflected into his own net. Arapahoe's breaking out. They don't care that they're on the penalty kill. Carry it in, centering pass, lost and regained by Arapahoe. Puck comes into the middle, then it chips into the board. Colby missed the poke check there. Jackson grabs the puck, loses the puck. Eliza grabs it, she wheels it off the board. Arapahoe comes in, Jackson is unable to clear the zone. The defenseman for Arapahoe cut that off, throws it back into the corner. Centering pass, sticked aside by Colby. Colby loses the handle, it goes back behind the net. Leo gains the puck, he just backhands it, and right onto Arapahoe's stick. Now it comes out of the zone. and it's tied up on the near board. Arapahoe controls, bring it back into the middle, skates it around. Colby's keeping step with him. He's able to get a shot off. Jack grabs it. Jack wheels it out of the zone, gains the red line. Power play is over. Comes back into the middle, skates it around the net, wraparound attempt. Puck is wide open there. On Merrick, throws it back in. There's a goal. Did I say Merrick? That was Grant. Grant shot it from the blue line. Rainbow goal up and over the goalie's paddle and finds the back of the net. So the Rebels are on the board, 4:06 left, scores 3-1. And we got one, just got to get another and then another after that. So we'll see how they respond. Definitely a lot of effort there. Who did have that goal? Was it Grant or Merrick? I think it was Grant. All right, here we go. We got a 3-on-1. Arapahoe back checks. They all get back in here. Rebels bring into the zone. Thrown at the Arapahoe goalie who gloves it. We get a stoppage here. 3:50 left in the third period. Arapahoe's taking their time on the change. We got a change going out here. We got Jack, Sebastian, and Merrick out there, and then we've got Grant and Bogey on D. Rebels win the face-off. It's backhand in the middle zone. Number 2 again. Just skates around everybody. Looked like it was offsides to me. Puck thrown back into the middle. Great pass out of the zone. Merrick skates it in. We got somebody crashing the net. Get the shot off. Comes back into the middle. Unable to clear. Grant throws it back in on net. Comes out of the zone. The Rebels are going to have to regroup. It's going to be offsides. 3:18 left. In the third period, score is 3-1. Why they're calling intentional offsides, and they're bringing it up on our blue line. I think it should be at center ice. Puck drops, comes into the Rebel zone. Up on the boards, tied up. Rebels skated into the zone on the corner. This looks familiar. Shot goes just up over the goaltender's stick by Sebastian. Rebels gain control here. Fighting on the boards. 2:56 left in the game. Puck goes behind the net. Centering pass, shot, rebounds out there. That's a penalty, you can't do that! I don't think these refs know that. Anyway, the defenseman kind of kneeled down over the puck and allowed the goalie to cover it. I guess we kind of did the same thing earlier. 2:42 left. Face off. Comes back to the center. Oh, good stick move. Another shot. Oh, just over the net. That was close. Merrick just grazed the top of the bar. Looks like there's some hands going on back there. Rebels are fighting hard. Arapahoe clears the zone. We got a 2v2. Colby steps up. That's an offsides. Offsides! Off! That was offsides by a mile, and the ref just stood there. Centering pass, cleared out. Comes another turnaround shot. Wyatt's able to glove that, but they missed that offsides. It was bad. All right, 1:58 left, score 3-1. Got Jake and Jackson out there, Bogey and Grant on D. Leo is the other forward. Rebels win the face-off. They skate it behind the net. Reverse ice. Jackson throws it off the far board. Gathered by Arapahoe. Shot is blocked aside. Ooh. Ping pong right in front of the net. That looks like a penalty. Yes. So, they're calling a trip on number 92. He's looking in disbelief. However, that was definitely a penalty. Rebels are going to go on a power play here with 1:37 left. Down 3-1. Jack, Sammy, and Sebastian are out there on the forward line. Puck drops. It's caught up in the referee's skates. Arapahoe throws it behind the net. Up to the near board here. Rebels are able to keep it in. Centering pass to the middle, goes past by. Step up, Bogey. Bogey steps up. She backhands it back in. Sammy grabs it. Arapahoe comes away with it. Arapahoe controls, they skate it in, right into the corner here. 1:05 left in the game. Puck goes dancing across the center of the net. Sammy clears the zone. That's going to be, they're not calling icing. Arapahoe plays it behind the net. And Chase, there's a penalty that's probably not going to get called. 45 seconds left in the game. Arapahoe's able to clear it out. They kick it in the center. They can't get it out of the zone. Comes off the boards, cleared it. Bogey's going to chip it back in. We need to possess the puck. 25 seconds left in the game. Oh, center's through. Oh, and they're going to have a breakaway. Yet another defensive breakaway. Great play by Wyatt. He sticks it aside. 13 seconds left. Rebels send it around to the far side, cut off by an Arapahoe player. Sammy's got it. She's just going to chip it up the boards. And that's going to do it, folks. It's like a late hit there. And the game is over. The score is 3-1. And it looks like the hit there right at the buzzer. And the Arapahoe player went down, played on the ice for a little while. He's up. All right. Looks like the Rebels are going to be out of the Rocky Mountain Hockey Federation League playoffs. However, we've got states and centennials coming up. I don't know that the seedings have been posted. Usually it's the top 8 teams go play states, and then other teams get filled into the Centennial Cup after that. And I don't think they've done the seeding. Sometimes some of the top 8 teams, I think we're seeded number 10, and sometimes the higher teams will not play the state tournament for whatever, and I don't know if they've posted that, so my apologies if I'm giving wrong information. But anyway, tough break for the Rebels. I think they played hard. They fought all the way till the end. And it looks like we're going to be done for the weekend, and we'll catch you next weekend or the weekend after that. Go Rebels.